You might have noticed that we're a little bit later this afternoon, going live, broadcasting into your home or wherever you might be. And that's because our guest today has had quite the adventure this afternoon, and it has involved wildlife. So, Claire, you'll be interested in this. And Nathan's done an astonishing job at rescuing this creature. I'm going to let him tell you about it in just a second. The screen on. That's, yeah, okay, now we're doing it. Thank you in there. Hey, so, Nathan, what's going on? What happened this afternoon?
Right. Well, we were on the way back from my DJ's house and from making some scratches for my new album and to come back here ready for this. And on our way back, we just heard this big loud bang out the front of our car. But I thought we might have hit a rock, or a rock hit us from another car, or the car that was coming past us. I thought originally that the mirror hit our mirror, but no, a bird flew by and we just smashed right into it. So and it got caught in the grill, so we had to drive for a little bit so we could actually stop.
Oh, no.
And then Shane, who was driving the car, he managed to safely extract it out of the grill and wrapped it up in a blanket. But it looked pretty beat up. Like the wing, I think, was a bit broken, and I think its leg, and I think its eyes were like rolled into the back of its head or something. So it was kind of shocked. But after a while, it sort of came good. And but we went to one like RSPCA or whatever, and they told us to go to a different one, and got there in time, and the vet said it wasn't too bad, so it'll get obviously recovered and put back in the wild. And apparently they asked Shane to sign a form that he might be allowed to actually release it back in the wild. So that was our good deed for the day, I guess you'd say.
Well, I guess that when you woke up this morning, you didn't expect a trip to several vets in the afternoon.
No, not in the slightest. I mean, I don't think in my entire life of actually being in a car, I don't think I've ever hit. I don't think I've ever even hit a bird at all. So this was like a first time, and it was such a solid bang that I did not think it was a bird. I literally thought it was like a rock.
Yeah. Look, it's a horrible experience. I've hit a turkey before driving down the road, and it just makes you feel sick, doesn't it?
I was in a car, and we hit a cow one day coming back from Kingaroy, I think it was.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah, I think it was coming back from Kingaroy. Yeah, it was in the dark. We probably shouldn't have been driving, and we didn't see it, and hit this cow, and I think I collided heads with my sister. So I got like knocked out, and I woke up a while later, and there was a bunch of cars around, and all that sort of stuff. So, but I was super, super young when this happened, so I don't really remember a lot about it. But I remember the event though.
So Nathan, what's your first piece of random shit to share?
I guess one thing that's kind of cool, which can be kind of random shit to anybody else, that I kind of forgot about. And I can probably turn the phone around and show you some other sort of stuff a bit later on. But the first thing that I can show you is this here, which is a Indigenous All-Stars rugby league ball that I won on. Or actually, no, I wouldn't say won. I scored at a game when a guy from the Indigenous team went over for a try, and he just threw the ball in a random direction, and it hit this fence, and it hit the barrier and just bounced up straight into my arms, basically. and I was going to throw it back because usually at a rugby league game or any sort of sports game like that, you have to throw the ball back.
Yeah.
You have to do that, but Daryl said that there's no ball. Who I was with, he said there's no ball boy asking for it, so just what do you say? Just keep it. And I said, yep, all right, we'll do that, and yeah, we kept it. So that was pretty wicked. Yeah. So to win or to pretty much get like a match ball. So yeah, and I think actually. No, it wasn't the first try. I think it was the second try that was scored. So, yeah, it was pretty wicked.
Oh, I love that story. So what field were they playing at? Where were you?
This was this year, and it was at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast, so where the Gold Coast Titans play.
Okay.
And it was the fairly traditional game that they do quite often, the Indigenous versus Maori All-Stars game.
Yep.
So it's a wonderful match. Probably my favourite part actually about the whole thing is the two war cries. Actually, they're just absolutely incredible, and that alone was just absolutely amazing just to watch on its own, more than the actual game really. That was a really incredible match, and that's pretty much the only match I've been able to see this year actually. So so I'm pretty thankful that I've been able to actually go to one game.
Yeah, it's a shit, isn't it, that you've not been able to get out and, well, there's no games playing. But when do they start again?
No, they're back. Yeah,
oh, okay.
The games are back. They're just not allowing fans just back. But I think I have heard that this round they're allowing limited fans back, and then I think within the next couple of weeks, I heard that I think they're even going to be allowing like maybe about 44,000 people back, like normal crowds, right back to the stadiums. Apparently.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what I heard, but we'll just have to wait and see. But if any games come this way, me and Daryl have definitely looked at it as something we want to go and check out. So yeah. So that's a pretty awesome thing to come away with. So I'm quite happy with winning this ball. So yeah. Yeah,
no, that's very cool. That's very cool. Do you keep it somewhere special, or you just got it lying around the house?
No, it's in my room.
Okay.
It's in my room. It's sitting on a football tee. So I've got a couple. I'm a big rugby league fan. So I've got a couple of balls. I've got one signed by like the West Tigers, another small one signed by the West Tigers, which is my favourite football team. This one and a couple of other small ones around the place, but this one's really cool because it's actually a game ball.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Very special.
That's pretty wicked. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and pre-COVID. Okay. Yeah. So my first piece of random shit, I just, I'm cleaning out stuff and I'm moving stuff around, and I found 3 books all the same, and they're all about eggs. And we've got chickens, and I just found this piece of random information, and it just blew my mind in a nice kind of way. And it says here that do you eat eggs, Nathan?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
You do? How do you like to eat them?
Oh, sorry, I was just taking a drink of water, that was all.
Okay.
What did you say?
Do you eat eggs?
Yes, I love eggs.
Excellent. All right, so then you'll have some interest in this. So apparently backyard egg producers are thought to supply around 27 million dozen eggs every year in Australia.
Far out.
That's not even a number I can comprehend. 27 million dozen.
Far out, okay.
Yeah.
Sheet.
Now, you've got a cooking program, haven't you?
Yes. We use some eggs in our cooking program. Yep.
That is such a cool show. I'm loving it. It's fabulous. Yeah. So eggs in the cooking show.
Yep. Yeah. We've utilised eggs with what did we use eggs for? We made bacon. Well, the latest one we've just done bacon and egg rolls and wraps sort of thing.
Nice.
In our latest one, which we put out tomorrow. And then what else have we done? I did an egg on a beef roll that was sort of done in the style of like the 1950s.
Yeah.
Like diner sort of thing.
Nice.
And then I swear we did an egg with another one at another time. But I can't fully remember. But we used eggs. We used eggs for like certain ingredients, like to hold things together. What was it now?
Yeah. Some
I
patties
can't
or
remember.
something.
I can't remember what it was. I can't remember which one it was for. But yeah, we've used eggs a couple of times in like mixtures to hold certain ingredients together and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I love eggs. Yeah, I love eggs. Have you done the Rocky thing with the eggs yet?
Oh, the Rocky thing? No, tell me
Yeah.
about the Rocky thing.
You know, like where you drink the raw eggs out of the glass, like in Rocky.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Not quite like that. Although when I was a kid, we used to have, we call them egg flips, and they were milk and a raw egg and other stuff, vanilla,
Okay.
that kind of thing. Yeah, and so we'd
Yep.
have an egg flip for breakfast often.
Oh, okay.
So that's a raw egg thing.
Yeah. No, I haven't done it either. Yeah, no, I don't know if I'd be tempted to give it a crack there.
No, not without other stuff with it. Egg flips are
Yeah.
good though. You got to try those.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, what editing do you do with your cooking show?
I do it on my phone. So we film it all on my phone.
Really?
And yeah. So we film it all on my phone and parts of it on either my iPad or Shane, who is the partner in the cooking show.
Yes.
Called Bobby. I'm Benny. He's Bobby. Or Benjani or no, Bobberino. I'm Benjani, or he's Bob and I'm Benno. So we got different names for all kinds of different characters. Yeah, so I use my phone, and then we might use an iPad or his iPad, and then I use iMovie. So I downloaded this app called iMovie years ago, and I just wanted to make some cool little videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just managed to figure out like the simplistics of it basically, and really sort of master that that little app, and yeah, and that's how I edit it all up. So I've got to sit through like maybe 30 minutes of footage sometimes on either camera, and then another like maybe 10 minutes of footage when we like put it together and taste it, and then compile that all together to try and get it at least down past 10 minutes, because you know some people don't want to watch more than, well, maybe 5 minutes. But
I know.
if we try and make it entertaining, then people do usually might stick around and watch the whole thing. So
Yeah.
so there. But yeah, at the moment, that's what we're using it. That's what we're using it for, and it's quite easy because at this stage, like Shane does pretty much 98% of the cooking.
Sure.
Like I help out like very small fracture, and then I do all the edit. I do probably about 98% of the editing, and I show him a draft of it, and then he'd be like, "No, take that part out. Maybe that can be shorter or something like that." So it's kind of like a shared, a shared job. So that way, then not one person's doing everything. Because
Sure.
I reckon if one person was doing everything, then it wouldn't have gone for how long it has.
Yeah, so first, I'm super impressed with the editing that you do, considering you do it on your phone and
Thank you.
and an iPad. It's fantastic. Such a good show.
Thank
And secondly, how many episodes have you done?
How many have we done? This will be flip. I think this might be episode 8 of Bellissimo. This next one tomorrow, and then we've done one of U Butte, so that would be like 9,
Okay.
and maybe 10. I think 10 episodes all up, but like 8 from Bellissimo, 1 of U Butte, and 1 of Bellissis, which are like, one is the real Aussie guys, and the other one was like our Italian dudes. So yeah, so about
Okay.
10 episodes all up. So yeah, basically we've been doing it for 10 weeks straight. So yeah.
That's fabulous. It's such a good thing. So I'm encouraging everyone to go and have a look. I have shared it, but go and
thank you.
find Nathan's. Where do they find it, Nathan?
They can find it on my personal page on Nathan Tessmann, or the other option is on YouTube. So I've started uploading them all up on YouTube, and you can watch them all on there. You just type in Benny, I think it's Bellissimo, Benny and Bobby, and if you just type in Bellissimo with Benny and Bobby, baby, maybe like brownies or chicken schnitzel or something like that or whatever, it should come up and you should see it. So we've got only maybe 1 to 3 views on some videos, so
Sure.
it may be a bit of a struggle to find it. But yeah, they're up there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I reckon that people are going to go and have a look for it now. And I'm a bit nervous to ask what your second piece of random shit is.
um, yeah, well, this one's a bit of an interesting one. I mean, I think probably some people might have these. Now, this wasn't something I purposely went out and got. This was a gift from somebody.
Who gives a
From
gift like this?
this was a gift from a friend of mine when he came back from Bali, and he's probably my best friend, and we're always doing something to just I don't know, make fun of the other person or and all that sort of stuff. So it is a
It's a
wooden,
phallus. Yes.
yeah, it's a wooden penis
Yep.
basically as a bottle opener. So
A bottle opener.
yeah. So the back part of it is a bottle opener. So
Okay.
so that's the bottle
there you
opener
go.
section.
That's the
Yeah.
working end.
Yeah. So I wasn't expecting it, and he just brought it back, and he thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
I bet he did.
And yeah, so I was like, all right, well, I will, I guess, just have that on display. So somewhere, so, yeah.
Oh God, that's the funniest thing. All right. Well,
Yeah.
look, I'm not going to share a second thing. I do have a bunch of random eggs here that I was going to show, and there's,
Okay.
there's some that were huge, and we've got some chickens that lay blue eggs and that sort of stuff. And we've got one which is like a bit of a something that we use to frighten people, and that's because
Wait, did you say frighten people?
frighten, yeah. So our crew in there are now groaning because I've given the joke away, but I don't know how I can just, because if I drop it here, it's going to bounce and land on all of these other eggs. But I know Matt says I'm ruining the fun, but this thing is a bouncing egg.
Okay.
And Matt comes up to me every now and then. He just throws it at me. Yeah. So, it gives
What
me.
is it? Is it a fake egg or something?
Yeah,
like
it's a
that?
fake egg. And
So you just peg it at people or something like that as a way of frightening them.
Yep, that's it. That's it. He said, Mum, quick, catch. And he throws this egg at me, and of course I don't catch it.
Where'd you get it from? I'd love to have one of those.
Oh, would you? Oh, maybe, yeah. Well, I don't know. I went to a workshop, and at the end of the workshop, they threw these eggs at us, and we didn't realise that they were fake eggs.
Right. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, they're a bit of fun.
Yeah. No. Well, I would definitely love to have one of those. That'd be cool to throw at somebody for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you could put it in your show.
Yeah. We could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done some pretty interesting stuff with different food things for sure on our show. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It could definitely be utilised for sure.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you put up for tomorrow. I'm going to have a look at that, and I'm going to share it. And
cool.
And I'll catch up with you again sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, Nathan. Thanks for. I mean, it was a big thing. You had a lot on this afternoon, and you made it. Thank you. I'm grateful.
Oh, that's all right. No worries at all. No, happy to be a part of it. Thanks so much, and totally would come back. Totally would come back again any other time and show you more random stuff around my house.
All right, and then we can talk about your music as well at another time.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks, Nathan.
Thank you.
There you go. See, it was just in that last minute before Nathan came, before we went live, that he did show me that second random piece of shit. And I thought, okay, we've had things like that on before. We're just going to run with it, because I had no idea that it was a bottle opener. Hilarious. Thanks for... Oh, that was really funny. So tell me about your album.
I've just recently finished recording of my album. I've all my vocals on it. I haven't finished recording the whole thing. I've got it organised now, having the feature artists come and do their parts for it. And so I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but I'm hoping sometime next